Welcome back on the halftime show as the Grove City Wolverines visiting the Bethany Bison today on the PAC Sports Network. And at the half, we're joined now by Chelle Fuss, the head coach of the Grove City Wolverines. Coach, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for taking the time here at the half.
Yeah, my pleasure. I always like to sit down and chat with you and get a good feeling of how everything's going in the PAC. So thank you.
Indeed. Always fun to talk PAC basketball. And Coach, entering today's game with Bethany, the Wolverines off to a 4-1 start, 2-0 in the PAC, following a win just this past Wednesday night against Waynesburg. Your thoughts on the first 5 games so far this season?
Yeah, it's been a great start. It feels very normal, which is nice. We've been able to work through playing and playing a lot of youngins and figuring out how to do that. And the cool thing about our style is that allows me to play a lot of people. So we're playing our entire team most games, even if it's just a couple minutes each, but it's fun. We're having a good time. We're working at becoming a team, and with each step, we're getting a little bit closer to what we want to be.
Yeah, 11 freshmen, which we'll touch on in a bit. But one of the players that has been a big part of Grove City's great start is junior Megan Kaylock. She fired in a career high 19 points against Franciscan, then set a new career best right after with 26 against Houghton to earn PAC Player of the Week honors on November 22nd. She was the WPIAL's leading scorer at Greensburg-Salem her senior year a couple of years back. What kind of talent is Megan Kaylock?
Yeah, I mean, coming out of high school, she had our attention right away in high school. And she's just a great player, very passionate, plays with that fire, has an ability to finish, bigger than her size. She is able to have some speed as well. So that kind of gives us an advantage on the defensive end. She's bought into who we are and what we're about. She wants to get better every day. You can't ask for more than that. And she's just delivering it. And she has been scoring for us and will continue to do that. It'll be part of her role, but her role is bigger than that. She's in a leadership kind of role, which is very hard for her because, she just has a semester under her belt here. She really doesn't have like the 2 years or any of that. And we're throwing her into the leadership role. So she's growing quickly, and we're working together side by side with that. And we probably chat every day about just fine tuning some things and developing as a person. So it's been good.
And certainly making a big part of your upper class and your senior. You have one senior on the team, Allison Podco, in high school at Hempfield and in AAU. She was more so a guard. At Grove City, she's been a forward, of course. And at 5'8", maybe undersized, you could say, but she has really played much bigger than her 5'8" frame. What kind of versatility and leadership does Podco bring to your lineup?
Yeah, a lot of times you forget, in my role, I forget that she's 5'8". So, there are times that bigger people just score because she's 5'8". Very rare, but there are times of that. And I have to remind myself, like, gosh, give her a break. She's 5'8". She just plays so hard and has this intensity about her, and just this warrior spirit that I so desperately search for in recruits. And she just is an amazing leader as well. Couldn't ask for a better leader for those 11 freshmen to come into the program and have her and the other returners be a part of that. It's just been amazing with Kat Getz and Nina and AP, just leading them out of like, this is who we are. And so AP is just a big part of our season, that's for sure.
A very spirited player and a lot of fun for us to watch on the PAC Sports Network. And I know she did great things on the softball field as well in high school as a state champion. So certainly something with your background in both softball and basketball you could appreciate. Now, not a starter, but a junior off the bench, Nina Cano. She was a 1,000-point scorer in high school at Greenville. Her younger brother, Ben, now on the men's basketball team at Grove City as well. What does Nina Cano add to your lineup?
Yeah, just consistency. I'm telling you, I could film her at every practice and every drill and say, in many years to come, this is how you do it. She's just that rock solid kid in practice, that rock solid kid in the locker room, that rock solid kid in the culture. She's just one of those people that are just doing great. She'll find more and more time on the court this year. She when she is free and plays freely, she'll be amazing. You will be so shocked of how well she plays. And so we're working to be able to consistently play with that free attitude.
A young lady who had a phenomenal rookie season last year, Kat Getz, one of the best freshmen in the PAC a season ago, unfortunately down with an injury that just occurred on Wednesday night against Waynesburg. What's your hope, with her diagnosis unknown at this point, what's your hope for the team in moving forward without her now?
Yeah, she's one of our pillars. You don't ever want your team to have to go through this kind of stuff at all, ever. But it is an opportunity that has been presented to us. When a pillar goes down, who's going to stand up and be the one that holds on to the culture, holds on to what she does? I mean, the girl just at Waynesburg before she got injured had 6-0 boards with 12 points, and there's the workhorse attitude that she brings. We will not replace that, but we will figure out how to get 3 or 4 people to give us that. And so I think it's going to be a replacement by committee kind of thing, and platooning through that position. The awesome thing is that I have the depth in that position, so I can do it. I have great confidence in the girls that are going to get the opportunity. And now they get to live it out. You don't want the opportunity, but when you get it, seize it. And I think I've got some girls ready for that moment.
And let us be on this PAC Sports Network one of the first to wish Kat Getz well and hopefully a very speedy recovery. As we noted, 11 freshmen for your team, and 2 have already cracked the starting lineup, Clara Hannon and Mara Polchinski. Hannon, a local product, 1,000-point scorer from Grove City High, and Polchinski, a well-rounded player from Norwin, just like her older sister Megan, who's a senior at Westminster. How bright of a future do those 2 players have?
Well, I'm just going to be honest. I think the entire freshman class has a really, really bright future. If they buy in to what we're about, and they buy into the roles that they have to play at times, and they buy into the future of where we'll be, it is going to be something exciting for sure. We get a couple pieces in recruitment these next 2 years. We're going to be putting together something really special, because the thing that's exciting is we can put a sub in and it's the same standard. It's the next warrior. It's the next fighter. And they just keep coming and they keep coming, and they have different skills. Jaden was fantastic at our last game in Waynesburg from outside the 3-point line, and that is her talent. And so she will bring that. And then you have Megan beside her that is more of a slasher, and she'll bring that. And so it's exciting. And Mo and Clara just get to start the game. Everybody else gets as much time. They just get to be coming in another moment. So that whole freshman class is something really exciting. And you add that to what I already had. And unfortunately, the sophomores are kind of like freshmen. So my first home game against Waynesburg, I had 15 out of 18 people that have never played a home game in a normal year. So to say there were some jitters, that's for sure. Yeah, it's just fun. I'm learning again, 20 whatever years I've been coaching, like what it's like to have a whole new group. And boy, is it bringing some freshness to my life. So it's been fun.
Yeah, you think back, I mean, your large senior class that you had last year, that group of 8, they were freshmen once before, and they were part of a big freshman class. And certainly I'm sure you're hoping for much success like what had happened with the previous class. And Jaden, you mentioned Jaden Davensizer had a 15-point night on Wednesday, great 3-point shooting effort from her, which is, as you mentioned, her game. When I look at your recruiting class, and it's fun for me because with the high school sports that I also cover, seeing some of those players that you brought in, I'm like, okay, I know her. I've seen her play, and you can look up and down your freshman roster, and there are a lot of great players. Who are you also expecting? It sounds like quite a few. Who are you also expecting to make an impact this year?
Yeah, I've got the privilege of having a team that I can put the next man in and the next man in, and that allows me to play. I mean, I'm sure in coaching, it's really hard to make everybody happy, but it allows me to get people in and to have them have their moments. And so I'm telling you, up and down, I'm going to have some opportunities to really throw some people in. You think of an Ashley Durig and who is from Trinity. She's coming in and bringing this spark with her on defensive end and being able to finish with these hard drives that she does. I mean, she just runs through a wall for you. And that is an awesome kid to have on your roster. Blaze Kilmartin, who's coming in a weird kind of unusual circumstance. She took a gap year during COVID. So she's a year older than all the freshmen, but she's a freshman. And she took 3 charges Wednesday. Defensive, like she's a defensive stud in the post area. Again, little undersized, but it just does a fantastic job. If you can find those sparks on the bench for 3 or 4 minutes, boy, that's going to make it all just kind of glue together.
That's Grove City head coach Chelle Fuss. Coach Fuss, as we said, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for taking the time, and good luck to you and the Wolverines the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
We'll have the second half of today's game when we come back in just a moment.